Okay, greetings. This is Naya Tai with NNV News. Today I will be interviewing Aneesa Muhammad, who actually works with us. I'm super excited for this interview. We'll be talking about her. Oh, there she is. Okay, so as soon as she joins, we will start. I'm actually very excited for this interview. You all will definitely enjoy this. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. How
Oh my
are
God.
you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm fine, thank Allah.
Yay, I'm so excited for this one. I just so obviously you work with me, but we never ever like really get to have conversations. It's not like we're in an office space.
Right.
Everything's virtual. So this is gonna be really wonderful.
Praise Allah. And I see you're wearing an Ace at an original.
Yes, I am. Of course I had to bring it
I
out.
love it. I love it.
So for those that don't know you, I don't know, maybe they don't. Do you mind introducing yourself?
I do not mind. First and foremost, always in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. I bear witness that Allah came in a person and Master Muhammad. I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is the exalted Christ, and that the honorable Minister Farrakhan is our Jesus and Messiah in our midst. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Aneesa. For those who don't know, because a lot of people think that my name is Ace Enna or Ashe, and I'm like, it's not. My name is Aneesa Muhammad. Ace Enna is my collection, is my clothing line, which is literally just my name backwards with a dot in the middle. People think that it has like this deep meaning, like Ashe, and honestly, I ain't never been that deep. It's just my name backwards with a dot in the middle. I'm sorry to tell you. I am 25 years old. Obviously a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And yeah, nation raised, nation baby, third generation, and just a helper. Just a helper, designer seamstress.
Well, thank you for that introduction. So Asaina, I actually never knew how to pronounce it. I always thought it was.
You
I'm
pronounced
not
it wrong
quite
again.
sure. What did you say?
You pronounced it wrong again.
I did?
I'm gonna have to do a video on it. I'm gonna have to do a video. I see that I'm gonna have to do a video on it. Ace, and it's like that's how people spades. Like, okay.
Oh.
You'll remember it like this.
I
Ace.
see.
So like Ace of Spades. Ace. Enna.
Ace Enna.
Yep.
Ace Enna. Okay. So what I'm wearing today is actually a part of the Ace Enna collection. Said it right that time. Do you mind just going into what Ace Enna is, how it started, what inspired you to actually bring about this collection?
So Ace Enna is a modest clothing line, emphasis on modest. I started out as a custom seamstress, mostly because I really just wanted to be a designer, to be honest. I just wanted to design it and get the things made. But it's very hard to find quality manufacturing. So I spent years looking for outsourcing and like manufacturers and stuff, China, Pakistan, Georgia, everywhere. Couldn't find one. And it got to the point where it was like, nobody's going to love it as much as you do. So you're just going to have to do it yourself. So I literally trained myself to sew.
Wow.
No background knowledge of it outside of the fact that my mother was, that she got into sewing, but she hated it. My grandmothers were seamstresses. But I never, it was not like I grew up sewing. I grew up looking at people that did it on their free time. But as far as like the ins and outs of it, fail after fail after fail after fail is how I got to where I am now. Of just like taking clothes apart, putting it back together. Yeah, literally, that's how I started. Taking clothes apart and putting them back together with other fabrics. And I wanted to see, I got tired of, okay, let's start here, a little background. I'm 4'11", and I'm tiny. So can't go to stores and find half of the stuff that you need. Like there's just no way. Every pair of pants I was getting, I'm rolling them up. I'm having to cut them and then hem them. The shirts are always too big, so I'm having to bring them in. The arms are too long. So I'm like, I just need to make my own clothes. But again, I wanted to do designing and have somebody else make it. So I decided, well, I'm just going to make my own clothes. And it was really supposed to be an Aneesa thing. Like, I need clothes. And it turned into something totally different. 6 years later, here we are with the whole sewing studio. And I'm like, how did we get here? How did this happen? But I wanted the sisters to be modest and not feel like I have to wear a plastic bag in order to be modest, because you can't tell me that we could go outside and see all these beautiful things, all the beautiful flowers, all the amazement that is Allah's creation, and I have to look like the dumpster to be modest. You can't tell me that. That is not the God I serve. It's not the God I serve. So I'm like, no, he wants us to be beautiful. He wants us to radiate. Looking at with the Khadijah and the whole fire conflict, I'm like, these women are beautiful. They come out with it decked up, all the jewelry. I'm like, I want that. And I want to make that accessible to all the sisters in the nation. So that's what I did.
Well, all praises to Allah. And you're absolutely right. When I first started covering, I wasn't always dressing as modestly. When I first started covering, it was just like, oh, wear this and wear this. And it was like these shapeless clothes with no pattern. It literally did look like just a black trash bag. And I was like, I do not want to wear this.
Like, I am
at
16. Mom, give
Right.
me something else. So, yeah.
Right. Absolutely. So you did go into modesty a little bit. Do you mind just giving maybe a 2-sentence definition of what modesty means to you?
Modesty means to me, spiritually, modesty is humility. Being able to know that you are a child of God, but not having to flex it wherever you go, because God doesn't have to say he's God to be God. He just is, right? So that part of modesty, and then modesty on a physical level is being able to cover yourself head to toe and still have the ability to capture a room. Like, we're living in a world where you capture a room by how much you are showing and not how much you're actually covering up. So to be in a space where you can cover up and nobody's like, ew, everybody's like, ooh, what is she about? What is he about? That's modesty.
I agree. I love how you worded that. That was worded beautifully. Do you think that when you're designing and then creating these different pieces, is this a creative outlet for you?
Is it a creative outlet for me? Explain what you mean.
As in, I know this, you would consider this to be your passion, correct?
Yes.
Or one of your passions?
Yes.
Yes. So sometimes throughout our passions, they may consider like arts and crafts like a putting together of something and creating something new.
Okay.
So would you consider what you do to be a creative outlet in that sense?
Yes, absolutely. It makes me have to think. Do you remember hearing, okay, Jay-Z has, it's like a known thing about him that he doesn't write down his lyrics. Like, he just goes in the booth and it's not physically written down, but it's written down in his mind. So when I'm sewing or when I'm putting a pattern together, I don't actually, I can look at fabric laid out and I'm seeing what needs to be cut out in like blue pencil, but there's nothing on the fabric yet until I do it. But I can already see like what needs to be done. Okay, that picture that goes around on social media with the lady, and she has all these mathematic like equations running around, but it's like just in her head. You never seen it? It's a picture, and it's like a video when she's like going like this, and it has like all these geometry equations, like
you know what? I think I know what you're talking about. They're like white
Yes,
Yes,
that.
yes. Okay, I know what
But
you're
it's
talking
all in her head. Like that's not what everybody else seeing. It's just
about.
in
Right.
her head. So that is literally what sewing is for me. Everything is right here, and the ability to like Minister Mother Tanetta said, "What is the most precious commodity?" And she said, "It's thought." And the ability to take something from the spiritual realm that nobody could see but you and Allah, and then
Mm.
put it out so that everybody can see it, and then put it out and everybody appreciates it, and they love you because of the service that you presented to them. It's really nothing like better than that. It's nothing more satisfying than that.
Absolutely. So, do you think it's important for everyone to be able to do this, to be able to create something out of an image that they have in their mind?
Yes. Allah gave all of us gifts and talents, and all of them start with a thought. Like if you even look around your room, everything that you're looking at was developed from somebody's thought. Somebody decided, oh, I need something to contain water, so they made containers. Like I need something to hold things in. Like I need I need to write a book, so let's make pages. Like everything that we have around us was once in somebody's mind, and they didn't decide to just sit on it. They decided to take it from here so that you can see their thoughts. That's what you're really looking at. Like looking around, you're looking at somebody's thoughts, and that is powerful.
You really are. Thank you. Thank you for that explanation. I didn't really think of it like that. Like when you look around, yes, we did create everything. Everybody created something from an idea, but even just looking at my window, that is someone's thought. Someone thought, maybe I want to have some sunlight in here. I'm going to do this. And
Right.
that's why it's important for us to act out of these ideas because, if we don't do it, someone else is going to do it.
Oh yeah. I
Definitely.
thought of silly bands first. The people don't know that. I
You did
thought
the
of
what
them
first?
little silly bands. Remember back in the day, them little silly bands that people used to get from like the little stores. The little. I thought of that first. I was like, oh, I should have got one because that boy was a millionaire overnight. I was looking at my scrunchies. I was like, this would be interesting if I just sell these in little plastics. I didn't do
Wow.
it. Mm-mm-mm.
Wow.
See, don't sit on them ideas. As dumb as you think it is, somebody gonna buy it.
That's true. That's definitely true. Somebody's gonna buy it. I saw you pick up a finesse bottle. Yes. You mind telling us what finesse is?
So Finesse is a hair care system. It includes a protein treatment rice water that was, I don't know if it's derived directly from the Yao tribe, or I think that's what they're called, the Yao tribe in China. But that's where I got my recipe from. Um, Rice water, which is a protein treatment, shea cream. The shea we get directly from a tribe in Africa called Chad, and both of these tribes are long-haired women. And the garlic and onion oil that we make, that's me just doing research and figuring out like what would make somebody's scalp healthy. Because oftentimes you can put all the protein you want in your hair. You can moisturize your strands as much as you want, but if your scalp is toxic, your hair is not going to grow regardless. So we created something, me and my mother, we created something that cleanses the scalp without you having to sit there and wash it and doing all this extra stuff that oftentimes depletes it of the natural oils. But how can I add oil and also clean it at the same time? Of course, we still wash our hair, but this is a different way to get rid of the antibacteria that's on your hair. Get
Wow.
rid of the bacteria that's on your hair. This is an antibacterial.
Okay. And is this for all hair types too?
Yes, it is. Now, the rice water, 100% for all hair types. The shea bay, it is for all hair types, but if you have what they call like what is that, like 1A, 2B, like your hair type, right? You wouldn't use it as often, and you wouldn't use it as heavily as somebody that has like a coarser hair texture, because who wants to walk around with oily hair? Um, yeah. So
Definitely.
you wouldn't use it as much, but we do have clients that are that have looser hair textures that use the
Mm-hmm.
product and they are raving. about it, but they just use it the way their hair likes it to be used, not the way that my hair would like it to be used.
Right. I gotta try this out. What type of oil did you say? You said it was garlic and what oil?
Garlic and onion castor, garlic and onion infused castor oil.
Garlic and onion infused castor oil.
Yep.
My mother's always taught me you can never have too much garlic and too much onions.
Period. And that's period. Honestly, truly, if you can get it, anything that you are able to digest, you should be able to put on your body.
Right.
Because it really works hand in hand.
Absolutely.
Like, the better you eat, the better your skin looks. Now, what happens if I put it directly onto my skin? What does that do? And it's a whole bunch of people that are not in America that has realized there are great properties to a whole bunch of stuff that in America, they're like, just add a chemical. It's like, no, everything can't be chemicals. Sometimes things actually have to just be natural, like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
If you just go to the source, because the chemical is just a derivative of whatever the source was. It is a substitute for the thing. Or if I could just go and get the real thing, I don't have to worry about the commercials. If you've ever tried,
You're right.
if you have toenails coming out of your eyes, please call. I don't want that. I don't want nobody to have to be using my products and worried about that. So all the products, like there, if you look right here, so this is the rice water. That's the ingredients. That's it. It's only brown rice, water, lavender, peppermint. Simple ingredients. All the products actually have peppermint in them because peppermint oil basically tells your scalp, hey, there's something going on up there. Let's rush to that point. And then when blood rushes to a point on your head, it will allow the hair to grow.
So. Okay. So I do have a question. You kind of did hit on this, but I just want to hear exactly what you say about this.
Mm-hmm.
So when we ingest things, say like even when it comes to garlic and onions, say, how about this? I'll create a scenario. We eat healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a person that eats healthy, but I don't use healthy products on my skin. But obviously, you know, my skin is going to absorb anything that I put on it. So off of that, why do you think it's important for people to not only eat healthy, but to use healthy products?
Well, our body is, okay. When you go to the gym and you exercise and you sweat, they say that the sweat is good because it's the toxins coming out of your body. Now you're visibly watching toxins come out of your body.
Right.
Now, if they could come out, they could damn sure go back in. So putting something on your skin that, like, your body is full of holes. It's full of holes. Putting something on your skin that when you first put a lotion on and it is white at first and then it stops being white, that's because it's absorbing into your body. So what are all them ingredients that you be reading? That's what's going back into your bloodstream. Mm-hmm. And shout out to, if you've ever tried, please call. That's where those come from. What they did it with the Johnson & Johnson, had to take a lot of this stuff off the shelf. The talcum, it's called talcum powder. They had to take that off the shelves because children were getting ovarian cancer. Like, why can't you just not put the ingredient in there? What was it? Embalming fluid, or it was it was something that they were putting in there that they use with dead people. And it's not necessary because I'm alive. You don't actually have to put this in here. But right. Shout out to the white man. So he's gonna find his way.
What inspires you to start Finesse?
My hair was falling out. Yeah, my hair was in terrible condition. I cut all of my hair off 2018. I cut my hair off twice until 2018, like straight up buzz cut. I look like a FOI, right? And I thought, oh, if I start over, then my hair should just be healthy. The thing is, when you start over, formaldehyde, thank you. That's what it was in the talcum powder. The thing is, when you start over, you actually have to change your system and your regimen. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, if I start over, this is new hair, then I can just dye it as many times as I would like. I could just put as much weave in it as I would like and as much heat on it. Like, it's new hair. It's healthier. It's a lie. So after Savior's Day, I had dyed my hair. Well, first Savior's Day, I had dyed my hair, had a weave in it, and I fried it. Like, fried the whole top, what they call leave out. Terrible. Thank Allah we came into quarantine because there was no reason for me to do my hair because I'm at home chilling. But I'm now having to live with the results and the consequences of all the years of me treating my hair as if it's just as if this is not a part of my body. Like, it's just something that I could just play around with. It's like, no, it's the really nice thing when you have it. Like, don't take it for granted because ain't nothing like going like this and it's falling out in your hand and it feels dry. So I started doing research and I found first the Chad tribe for the Shea cream, which is actually a powder. And at first we were doing it their way, which is really, really, it's a real messy like situation. I'm like, mommy, this is not gonna work for me. So we decided to make it into a cream. And that same day I did the rice water. The rice water, that saved me.
Really?
My hair was so brittle. It was so brittle. And the very same day that I put that in, I took it out. It was super shiny, super detangleable, and it was soft. And then I put the Shea cream in it. And I left that in for about 3 days. And as Allah's my witness, when I took it out, it was as if all the damage that I had done for those 2 years did not exist. So I looked at my mom. I was like, oh, we might have something here, man. It was totally different. Since May, my hair has grown 5 inches since May. And they typically say within a year, your hair grows 6 inches. If since May, my hair has grown 5 inches. I'm like, I don't care about y'all little statistics. I know what this product do. I don't care about y'all statistics. I've been growing. So, praise be to Allah. But, yep, that's what started it. I was bald-headed.
I'm gonna have to try some of these products out. I'm gonna have to try all of them out, as a matter of fact. But why would you say hair care is so important?
It's a part of your body. Like, it's a part. It's like not taking care of your nails. Allah gave us all these parts. Take care of all the parts that He gave you, or we'll find ourselves looking for substitute parts. A lot of Black women, we find ourselves wearing weaves because we didn't take any time to take care of our hair. No time to take care of our actual hair. And then the product or the result of not taking care of our hair, we put a weave in it. But the result of putting weave in it, we don't have no damn hair. Like, well, if we take care of our hair, we wouldn't have to wear weave as much. And the weave would just be something that we like to do, not I have to wear it because if I don't, I'm going to look like an FOI. Like, I'm going to look like a man if I don't take care or wear this weave. It's like ways around, and we have in this culture that there's this idea that Black women can't grow hair. Mm-hmm. But your hair grows from the root, and it's just dead skin. It's gonna grow regardless. We have a problem maintaining it. Your hair don't grow from here. Sister Adina, not FOI, yes, FOI. Your hair doesn't grow from here. Your hair grows from here. This is gonna do what it does, unless you got premature balding, which is reversible, however. But unless you got premature balding, your hair is gonna grow regardless. Mm-hmm. It's like your nails. Your nails are gonna grow regardless because it grows from here. We have a problem keeping them not breaking off from here. So, yeah.
So, does what you eat play a role in your hair? The results of your hair, how it comes out, the strength of it?
Absolutely. So, waking up to, and I'm a strong believer in this, I don't care what nobody says, there's going to be a lot of people mad at me. Waking up to a cup of coffee in the morning and not a cup of water first, I wouldn't do it. I would not suggest
it. I thought you were going to say that's what you do.
No, I would not do that. Like, wake up to a cup of water in the morning. Like, allow your body to not have to go into straight digestion mode and overwork. Like,
Right.
a little bit of water. You don't need a whole bunch. Just something that'll get you through. Okay, you don't gotta wake up to coffee beans, sugar, half and half, and whatever else you put in there. Wake up with some water.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little jump start to your day, right? Vegetables. Now, in a lot of our Latino communities, that is not a thing. My sister-in-law, who is a Puerto Rican, she wound up telling me, she was like, I didn't grow up with having vegetables as a side. I was like, she's like, I'm learning. Because now she's at MGT, and she was like, I'm learning that you have a meat, you have a starch, and you have a vegetable. Sofrito is not a vegetable. It's a sauce that you put in things. So we have this culture where all of our cultures, whether you're in the Latino community, the Black community, we don't necessarily have a culture of vegetables. In the Black community, we overcook vegetables. So where the broccoli should have just been steamed, we're like, no, it should be the color of olives. Make it more brown, smushy, actually. Like, no, you don't need it all extra cooked. You're taking the nutrients out of it. That's why your water is green. The water should not be green. All of the stuff is in there. You need to be drinking the water, okay? The nutrients you left it at. So we really just got to get rid of the whole culture in itself that has become the Black community, and
Right.
get back to like what our body needs, like garlics, onions. Honestly, get rid of the meat, B. Oftentimes our hair is not growing because there's too much fat in the way of our scalp, which I just learned last week because a brother hit me up and he was like, well, does it work on men? And I was like, I don't see why not. And he showed me his hair. And I was like, okay, well, let me look up why men have premature balding. Most men eat a lot of red meat. It's like a thing. And I was like, are you eating a lot of red meat? Like, yeah. It's like, well, stop doing that. Stop eating so much red meat because you're blocking your hair from even getting through your I'll just say scalp for the sake of me forgetting what that actual thing is called. You're blocking your hair from getting through your scalp because there's so much fat in the way. Imagine cleaning yourself out and allowing your body to breathe. Allow your body to breathe. The hair will come, and now his hair is coming. I actually just posted it on my page last week. He had a little before and after like a week of using it, and he was like, look, there's hair. Yeah. He changed his whole diet.
Wow.
Follicles.
All praise is due to Allah. I'm gonna have to allow my father to try this out as well.
Is he bald?
He's got a little bald spot in the back of his head.
Girl, tell him about the products, okay?
I will.
It really can reverse it. And another thing about the rice water is that that I really love is my hair is naturally very sandy, and I would always dye my hair because it was so sandy colored, and I hated that. Ooh, excuse me. So I always dye it black because, as you can see, my eyebrows very black. So having hair the same complexion as your skin, I'm like, this is not giving what I wanted to give. This is not giving the vibe. It's not giving the mysterious vibe that the face is giving. The hair is giving storm. It's not giving what I wanted to give. So with the rice water, the women of that tribe, all their hair is black no matter the age. Because the thing about hair, our hair turns gray because there's no melanin, there is no protein, there's no nutrients. So it turns white. Rice water actually helps to revert that. So my hair is much darker now than it ever has been because the rice water actually helps to reverse. If you do have gray hairs or lighter hair, it gives it the protein that it needs to actually just start getting darker. So if you look up the Yao women or just look up rice water on Google, you'll see that that whole entire tribe has black hair.
Wow.
Yep.
I didn't know that at all. Growing up, my hair has always kind of been kind of like between the color of my eyes and like a darker brown. But I never knew that. Wow, thank you for sharing that with me. How can we purchase these products?
Ace in the Collections, link in the bio. Ace in the Collections. Obviously, there's no dot in the middle because it's a website thing. So ASEENA collections.com, or you could just go to the link in my bio and purchase it that way. We're actually making product right now, so it'll ship out to you very, very quickly.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. So when I was looking through your Instagram the other day, I wasn't stalking you, I promise.
It's okay if you do a little stalking. It's okay. We sisters.
What is the Women's Circle, and how can the women or the sisters join?
So the Women's Circle is, truth be told, this is a safe place. I was in a space of like, I was in a space of getting my life together. And the thing when you're in the mud, you don't see nothing else that's muddy because you're there. But when you're allowing Allah to like work with you and you trying to submit and you trying to get yourself out the mud, you get to see how dirty like things are and where you need to help. And it was a dual communication between me and DJ Babe because we're both the hosts. And I think she was seeing the same thing that I was seeing on the internet with the women. And it's like, we're lashing out on the internet and nobody knows what we're talking about because we're taking all of our problems to the internet and seeking refuge in the internet and not seeking refuge in Allah. Mm-hmm. So she hit me up. I did some video in my close friends talking about something. I can't remember what it was at this point. And no, I was saying in the close friends, like, I don't tell men about how to be men. That's not my job. Right. I work with the women because that's the assignment. But if you think I'm about to be out here bashing men, that's not on my to-do list ever, right? And she was like, this needs to be a Zoom. I said, all right, boom, let's do it. She was like, what? I was like, no, we're the host, let's do it. So 2 weeks later, that's what it was. And we came up with the Women's Circle, and it's been very successful ever since. Like, it's a beautiful, it is a beautiful community, and there's a bunch of women here who are actually on it. Sister Adina, Sister Angie, and we aren't just having like open discussion conversations, wasting our time. Our first book that we read was Minister Ava's book, Directing Your Will, Thoughts, and Words to Get Your Life in Order. Because I'm like, we need to get our life in order. Okay. And it starts with what we think. Like Mother Tanita said, our most precious commodity is our thoughts. So I was like, okay, well, let's start with this book first. And we finished that book, and then we read it twice because it's only 26 pages. So we read it, and it was like, we need to run back and read it again. Now we're into this book, A New Way of Life. This book right here. I could just hug Minister Ava all day long because her level of wisdom and the amount of wisdom that we're getting from this book and clearing up of the thoughts that we have and all of these stigmas and all of these bad perceptions that we have of just who we are. And this is not even a book for women per se. It's not a woman's book. None of Minister Ava's books are just one-sided. She makes books for the people, but I wanted it in a closed, safe space for just the women right now so that we can have conversations that you won't necessarily want to talk about with men there. So we're getting our life together while also being able to, Sister Khadija, if you get the flyer, her part of the flyer, we joined our ideas. So my thing was the Women's Circle, and hers was turning your trials into testimonies. So that's what we're able to do on the call. And if some people crying, you get the cry out, get the tear out, girl, go ahead. And we talk it out, and we get back to business, and we're not spending that hour and a half talking about men, and it's not a place where we're on there bitter. We're staying focused by reading a beautiful book that allows us to think better. So we get on the call maybe feeling like, but we leave feeling so extremely empowered and loving on one another that whatever we was dealing with at 6:45 before we got on the call at 7, by 8:30, it's like, Allah got it. A
Right.
lot is sufficient. So, yep, that's every single Monday, 7 p.m. to 8:30.
Okay. You said every single Monday, 7 p.m. to 8:30.
Yes.
And how can we join?
Link in the bio.
Okay.
Yep, everything is in the link. The bio is right there. The women's circle, either between my bio or DJ Bakes, is right in her bio as well. A lot of people are asking, like, how do I register? This is not a secret service circle. Like, it's just in the link in the bio. There's no, it's really just everybody is welcome. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, all praises to Allah. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I love the idea of sharing testimonies, helping others work through what they're going through by sharing your own stories. I love that.
Absolutely. Praise
Where can we purchase these books from, though?
Purchase the books. I'm sorry, somebody just called me, ruined my whole. What did you say? Where can somebody purchase the books?
Mm-hmm. Sister Ava's
MinisterAva.com. Yep, right there.
right.
Minister. Somebody could put it in the chat. Khadija, if you could put it in the chat, please. Minister Ava. The beautiful thing about it is, it's an ebook, so you get it immediately. I personally just happen to have the paperback that I stole from my mother, but her ebook is actually a little bit different than this one. It's a more updated version, like they edited it and everything. Like worded things a little bit different for like a more. There's actually a 1999 version, there's a 2019 release, and then there's the updated 2020 version. So even Minister Ava going back and refreshing her own and updating her own words is like beautiful in it of itself, because we're in a different time now. So a new way of life means something a little bit different now. Mm-hmm. But the essence of it is still the same.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that. All right. We've been on here for 36 minutes so far. All praises due to Allah. I definitely learned a lot in this conversation. But I do have just one last question before we go. I don't want to take up too much of your time today. So you post a lot of business related things on your page, but then besides all of that, you also post a lot of positive things on your page. So how do you believe that these positive things are impacting?
Say that again?
Your viewers. Or followers.
I'm a strong believer that like you could post all the business stuff all day, but to be honest, that gets annoying. Nobody wants, like, if you're like a singer, nobody wants to see just a whole bunch of videos of you singing every time I go to your page. It's like, okay, but what's your personality? What do you believe in? What are your morals? What is, like, who are you? That's why people do interviews. That's why we go to the Breakfast Club. They're not going on there to spit their hardest 16 bars. It's like, no, I want to know who you are. Who are you? Because by virtue of who you are, I'm going to love whatever you do even more, which is why I'm able to go between fashion and hair care. They don't have nothing to do with each other. But I'm passionate about both of them. And because I built the love of my community and my tribe, it's easy for me to do things. So, excuse me, I'm having a burp attack over here. But you have to like give value to people. You have to give people you. Like the minister, when he's talking to us, we feel him. So it's not a matter of like he's just sitting here preaching at us. Even when he's going hard on us, and you're like, dang, the minister is reading me right now. We know that it's coming from a place of extreme love, and that it's like he's giving me life. Mm-hmm. So as a student of him, my job and my assignment outside of the hair, outside of the fashion, I'm a savior first. By being connected with him, I sacrifice first. We can't be in relation with a minister, whether near or far, and not have a life of sacrifice. Or we're not walking in his footsteps, and that means we don't really believe we have no assignment. Mm-hmm. Because being on assignment and being what you put on this earth for, I remember Minister Rasul, he said that the same way that the minister is a master at what he does, he's here to make you a master at what you do. Mm. That so you're looking at him in awe, but what are you doing? Right. What are you doing in your field? And what you're good at? And I'm like, oh, nothing. So that was another thing where I was like, okay, I have to get on assignment. And the minister said, I believe 2010 Savior's Day, 2012, one of them Savior's days. He said he was talking about our Arabian brothers and sisters coming over here and professing they're Muslims, but selling cigarettes and pork to our community, right? Mm-hmm. He was like, damn it, you're making my job harder. So immediately went into my mind. I was like, well, what am I doing to make his job easier? What am I doing with what I've been given to make his job any easier? And that also pushed me forward to start Asana Collections and to just be on the path of, I have to make his job easier. All of us born in this time, the minister said in 1994, lecture for the women. The lecture is called "A Nation Can Rise No Higher Than This Woman," and he said the children of this time was created for the Messiah. I was like, I'm created to help you. It's all about you. I am created to master what I'm doing so that I can help you with your job. And that changed everything. I just watched that lecture a couple weeks ago, and I was like, it put everything in perspective. Like, Aneesa, this isn't about you. He's the man on the scene. He's the one that the Father came 9,000 miles for. It's him. So you have to go about your business and really being diligent and consistent about spreading his word, because it's about helping him. And by virtue of helping him, you're helping the world. Mm-hmm. This ain't about you. Even with the minister, it ain't about him. It's about his assignment. He has a whole world to save on his shoulders, to get us across on his shoulders. That's stress. Now, if I love you, I'm going to do whatever I could do to alleviate as much of that stress as possible. Right. So if that's creating the women's circle, if that's creating the master chat, which is for the men and the women, by the way, which is also linked in the bio, all the information is there. If that's getting us out of the Asian markets and getting us, we grow our own hair. That's us with fashion. Anything that I could do to help the minister, I'm going to do it by the grace of Allah.
Oh, praises to Allah. That's beautiful. You're such a beautiful sister. All of it, your mindset, I love it.
Praise be to Allah.
I just love it. All right. So before we interview, thank you everybody for joining today. What is your Instagram? And if you have any other type of social media, can you name them so that the viewers can follow you?
I am Aneesa everywhere. I do not have Facebook. Facebook is where sad people go. It's just arguments on there, so I left Facebook. This is not my community here. But I am not on Facebook. I am on Instagram and Twitter. Aneesa everywhere is where I am. And they have a new thing called Clubhouse, and I'm on Clubhouse too. Some people, do you know about Clubhouse?
No.
It's new and it's really, really fun. It's basically this, but you don't get to see nobody, and it's just like a whole bunch of people that you don't know, and y'all are just talking on like topics, and it's like really, really cute, and it's real fun. You get to meet like a whole bunch of new people. So on Clubhouse, I am also Aneesa, and yeah, that's all I have a TikTok, but I don't use it. So Twitter, Clubhouse, Instagram, ASE.ENA. Sister Jessica said facts, deactivated Facebook. It's weird on there. I don't know what they got going on Facebook.
I don't even know how to use it.
Like, the problem is this. When you go on Facebook, they say the thing that says what's on your mind. The problem is everybody's saying what's on their mind. It's like, just scroll a little bit first. See what the community is doing. You don't have to go on there and immediately talk about what's on your mind. It's draining. It's early. Get a cup of water first.
All right, so I will be checking out Clubhouse, and I'll also be reaching out to you, and I'll also be purchasing some products from Finesse. And on that note, thank you everybody so much for tuning into NNV News. Please follow us on Instagram, NNV News, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel, National Network View. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay blessed.
Wait. I just want to say thank you. I
Okay.
want to say my thank yous. Thank y'all so much for even reaching out to me and asking to do an interview with me. I am very humbled and honored, and I don't take it for granted when our community wants to actually like talk to our community. It's needed that we have this space where we can have where we can be able to speak the same language, whether you're a Muslim, Christian, or not. Black people, we speak the same language. So to be able to have a space where Black people want you on their Black spaces and to talk about your life, it's like, it's an honor. It's always an honor dealing with our people. So thank you so much for doing this interview with me and asking really, really good questions. You did a beautiful job.
You did a beautiful job.
Thanks.
I'm honored to have been able to interview you. Sister Aneesa, what? I'm honored to be able to interview you.
Praise
And
you.
I was so excited for this interview. I was like, has anybody ever interviewed her yet? Like, I want to do it.
Not really. Not really, really.
Not really.
Not much.
Well, inshallah, there will be more to come.
I'm here for it.
All right. Okay. Peace. Have a wonderful night.
You too.